One of Tower Defense X's biggest selling points is its unique boss fights. Rather than being the average boss that stuns towers and tanks its way through attacks, these bosses fight back, damage, and kill your towers. Although there are certainly outliers like Plague Doctor and Calamity, a lot of the bosses in this game are actually huge war robots. In my opinion, I think a big giant robot with rockets, swords, and miniguns is one of the best contenders for a tower defense boss. So today I'm going to be talking about why the Eradicators in TDX work so well. We'll go over their general designs, how they fit into the gameplay of the game, and how they work lore-wise as well. Like and subscribe, and let's get into it. In a tower defense game, one of the selling points of a boss is how intimidating it looks. Although I don't mean you should actually be scared of the boss, I mean that its imposingness on your towers should have effect in your gameplay. If a boss looks silly, you're probably not going to want to do anything, but if a boss looks big and bad, you're probably going to want to be on higher alert. Which is why the design of Eradicator works so well. In terms of design, the Eradicator is everything in a boss you should be afraid of. A gigantic metal titan that has more than enough of what it needs to cause chaos to your towers. The visual threat level of the bosses only increases as well, with Eradicator Mark II, Mark IV, and Mark I combat. The looks of a boss is a huge factor in how seriously you take it. The Eradicators are more than capable of setting a very serious tone for the boss fight ahead. Let's move on to the next reason. In TDX, the Eradicator was the first real threat to your towers, besides Predator. Although Predator did have a gun that he could shoot that did minimal damage to your towers, the Eradicator does not hold back its arsenal. Armed with an energy sword, rocket pods, and a flamethrower equipped inside of his mouth, for lower-end towers, the Eradicator is a harbinger of destruction. This was definitely what sold a lot of people coming into TDX, the uniqueness of the boss fights. Although there are other boss fights in tower defense games that are unique enough, most of them don't have to do with damaging your towers. The concept of damaging and killing towers adds a whole new layer onto the concept of the boss fight that just makes it so much more intense. Because rather than sitting around an early game getting all of your good towers and then waiting for the boss fight and just AFKing while it dies, you actually have to be involved in it. When your tower dies, it's up to you to replace it or not. I think that's a key factor in why these bosses work so well. Along with this, all of the other Eradicator variants have their own different versions of how they attack on the battlefield. Eradicator Mark I is a middle ground, just doing normal damage. Eradicator Mark II is more focused on ranged attacks in AoE. Eradicator Mark IV is really defensive, going for your naval towers and towers that do tons of damage while also blinding your towers with gas and spawning enemies. Eradicator Mark I combat takes what Eradicator did and leans into the combat. It's constantly spamming attacks like swords, rocket pods, and laser eyes. So, when the culmination of all of these bosses appears on Wave 100, it's a true testament to your capabilities. Anyways, I feel like I've talked too much about this. Let's go on to the next topic. In a game with such a variety of towers, enemies, bosses, and maps, world building is everything. Having a concrete timeline to fit your enemies and bosses into only makes the game that much more immersive. The Eradicators are deeply intertwined with TDX's lore. Although I won't go over much of it, I will say that they have so much impact on the storyline, some of them being the reasons main game modes exist, and other bosses serving as character development for the antagonist and protagonist of the story. With you! Overall, giving the bosses a good story behind them makes them so much better and elevates them to another level. Before the video ends, I'd like to say that I'm trying to get into the content creator program on TDX, and my first goal is getting 2,500 subscribers. If you watched to the end of this video, then I'd really like it if you subscribed. You don't have to though. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.